Okay then, so ladies, gentlemen, people in between, gingerbread men and biscuits, hello. I'm the PredictedCyborg, and that was a very strange introduction. I'm hungry, can you tell? Right, okay ladies and, so, yes, everyone, I haven't planned this at all, as you can probably tell. This is what I sound like when I'm not scripting anything. And even when I am scripting something, I still manage to trip over my words. The only reason I sound so good is because I do multiple takes and have a script. So yeah. But we're going to react to Film Theory's first Walton Files video, Follow the Rabbits, what was the other thing? Decoding the Walton Files. Now, here's a disclaimer before we start, because this VoD is going to go up on YouTube and other people will be watching this later on. Maybe game theory fans. Disclaimer right now. I like game theory, I like film theory, I like MatPats. I have nothing against them whatsoever. There's just... theorising about the Walton Files is kind of something I'm known for, and it's kind of the thing that got me started as a creator, so I kind of want to see what Matt thought of it. Also, you're going to have to excuse me if you hear any traffic in the background. My window is currently open because it is very, very warm and I live right next to a road, which is another reason why my videos take so long, because you would not believe how much noise does actually get picked up by my microphone. I sound too much like I do in the videos. Well, I do use my voice for the videos. I mean, I use like a kind of more level voice like this, where I'm explaining the theories and this is what's going on. Maybe something that's going on, this means this. But obviously, that is not my usual voice. That is not my usual voice. I have many other voices and they just kind of occur randomly. Shall we just get on with this? Because I'm rambling far too much. The disclaimer's out of the way. Don't hate game theory, don't hate film theory, don't hate MatPats. But I like them quite a lot. I just want to react to this. So... Right, your voice sounds so professional. The reason is because I've been doing YouTube videos for a while and you get good at talking to yourself. I also did 4 years, nearly, of internet radio. So it's all practice. It's all practice. Let's see, I need to open the right tab. And, right, the tab is open. So let's switch over to the live scene. You're going to see a bunch of things. You can also see the other things that I like to watch there in the sidebar thing. So we're going to maximize this. No, please don't start, not yet. Right, let's just see on I'm just waiting for it to see it change on my second screen. Come on, professional hold screen. There we go. I mean, did you like my professional hold screen as well? I knocked that up in literally a minute because my sense of humour is very weird. But yeah, are we ready to react? Well, see me react to this? I guess. I mean, from what I've heard, it is apparently quite good and it's more about the timeline than anything else, but...
A portion of this episode is brought to you by Google One.
Let's do this. Theorist HQ training video. And the face that makes me disturbed.
Welcome to your first day on the job here at Theorist HQ. We have all sorts of fun planned for you as you...
Wait, what? No, my theorist brain has kicked in. I must see what that was. Ah. Was that anything? No, I don't think it was.
Fun planned for you as you start working as our new...
God damn it, MatPat. Oh, that was creepy.
Exciting Theorist adventure. We are legally obligated to tell you that by continuing this tape, you are implicitly entering a legal agreement with Theorist is no longer liable for any injuries or, in rare cases, premature deaths befalling you or your family coming from any or all of the following: paper cuts, running with scissors, vending machine accidents, computer monitors, electrocution, dark web activities, third-party animatronics, awkwardly placed knives.
Awkwardly placed knives.
You're still there? Great. Welcome to your new job. Oh, and watch out for that thing that's behind the TV.
Okay, Bunny has claws. Interesting.
Hello, Internet! Welcome to Film Theory, where we still think you're beautiful no matter how long your mangled corpse has been stuffed inside a robotic sheep.
So if you've ever been on these channels for
Lovely.
even a fraction of a second, chances are that you know that we're big fans of Five Nights at Freddy's. No, not that sort of fan. Put that thing away. You put it back in that heck closet where you came from. But in all seriousness, being a fan at this point is a bit of an understatement.
Just pausing here. Didn't I start off my first Walton Files video by saying I was a fan of the FNAF series? I guess it's just a good common way to start these videos off. Anyway, yeah.
Theory has gotten 45 episodes dedicated to the darn thing. Heck, in less than a year, Food Theory got an episode. It is practically a rite of passage for the Theorist channels at this point. But what about
poor
poor
Foxy.
little underappreciated Film Theory, the middle child? Between the official movie's constant delays and other FNAF-y films like the Banana Splits and Willy's Wonderland being meh at best, it seemed like there was really no chance for the requisite film theory on animatronic horror set in a nostalgic 80s-era restaurant franchise. But then, I found the Walten Files, a combination animation, live-action, audio play, horror mystery experience here on YouTube created by the Chilean animator Martin Walls. The events of the story, which is still ongoing and unfinished according to its creator, obviously draws heavily from its FNAF source material, but it uses those elements to tell a horrific tale in its own fresh way. A tale where the biggest horror isn't the immortal aubergine serial killer, but rather our own failings as human beings. But in order to get to that end result, you first need to piece it all together. True to form, on a first watch, all you're gonna take away are a bunch of disturbing images. But if you dare to look closer, the real plot is hidden by glitches, reversed audio, unlisted videos, and even the scariest place of them all, the YouTube comments section. So what is the tale hidden inside the redacted Walten Files? That, my friends, is what we aim to decode. At its core, we're very much in the FNAF tribute zone, at least at first. There is a Chuck E. Cheese-inspired family restaurant with animatronic robot mascots, a yet unspecified incident of 1974 that causes it to be condemned, and a legacy of horrific, possibly supernatural terrors spinning off from all of it.
An as of yet unconfirmed incident of 1974. At this point, I think there's a lot of incidences that happened in the year of 1974 that are pretty much confirmed. Like, we know several things that happened in 1974, and they've been confirmed. Like, you know, Jack goes missing, Susan dies, the two lovely red children die before all this. Linda leaves, Felix, a lot of stuff happened in 1974 and has been dated. It has been confirmed. Although we still don't quite know what happened to Jack, but we'll find that out later, I think.
Restaurant in question this time, Bon's Burgers, which is said to have operated in 1974 in Brighton, Michigan. The hook? A troupe of robotic mascot characters called the Showstoppers, which include our title character Bon Bunny, Boozoo the Ringmaster, Shaw the Sheep, Billy the Clown, and Banny the other rabbit because redundant. So far, the canon storyline is
the other rabbit.
Three main
Poor Banny.
uploads made by a person named Anthony, titled Introductory Tape, Relocate Project, and Bunny Farm. We know this based on messages Anthony leaves in the description of each video. As he himself calls out, each upload is, in fact, a compilation of tapes, ranging from found footage to gameplay recordings to training tapes for new employees. And right off the bat, we're presented with this.
Hi, Rocket!
Backwards text. Backwards text that, when flipped, gives us this message.
You finally start to remember. That old day. They will be back for you soon.
You finally start to remember that old day. They will look out for you soon. So already within minutes of this thing starting, we can tell that we're dealing with a repressed memory or amnesia plot. But who or what is coming for us? It's 2 minutes later when things get real serious.
Bond invited Shah, Bozu, and...
Hi, Jack.
That nightmare fuel there is Jack Walton, one of the co-founders of Bon's Burgers alongside his best friend Felix Kranken. We're told later in the series that they met in college in 1958 via their shared dream of building a restaurant themed around robotic mascots, which kind of feels like a weirdly specific thing to have a shared dream about with a random guy you met in college, but hey, you do you, Jack. Well, apparently doing you means putting his creepy pasta face in the scariest places imaginable. Jack is everywhere across all these tapes. On a movie box, on late night television, in your backpack. We see a missing poster appear on TV with Jack's face, but unfortunately, the video is too low quality to make out the details on the bottom on their own. The sound design of this thing is just horrific. You would think that our clues would end there, but in a brilliant move on the part of Martin Walls, creator of the series, by turning on closed captions, we can see that Jack has been missing since June 11th, 1974, the same year that Bond's Burgers opened and then shortly thereafter closed. Coincidence? I think
Wait. Reversing that.
Jack has been missing since June 11th, 1974, the same year that Bond's Burgers opened and then shortly thereafter closed.
Yeah, okay. I thought he said like the same week or something. I'm not listening properly.
Coincidence?
My bad.
I think not. Our little Bond cartoon tries
Oh,
to
hi,
get some
Coco.
right, but in a flash, we see a possessed Bond animatronic over a new character named Sophie, dressed in every security guard's favorite
Hi, Sophie.
color, purple. After the Sophie jump scare, we cut to live-action found footage from October 10th, 1982, where we meet and immediately lose our final new character from this first video, Brian Stells, a facility caretaker
Poor
for
Brian.
Buddy Smiles Incorporated, the parent company of Bond's Burgers. But he's not going to a restaurant, friends. Instead, we watch as he drives to a storage facility that's buried deep in the woods, labeled K9.
I've been driving for 20 minutes and I can't find the place. I made it to the location. I think Chris told me this place hasn't been working since about 78, 79.
His job
78.
is to test out the animatronics. Alone in the woods in an abandoned storage facility, turning on bloody animatronics. I think we all know how this one's gonna end.
Actually, I'm going to pause there and sort of say, I know I'm doing exactly what MatPat does, but I actually think that Brian's job was not to test the animatronics. I think that his job was just basically to look after the facility, because that's what the facility caretakers of K9 were supposed to do. But then he knew the relocate... No, not the relocate project. It was the relocate project, wasn't it? Yeah, it is the relocate project. Never mind. But yeah, I think he got it into his head that while he was there, he might as well do some testing because the relocate project is going to happen again. So maybe he'll kill some time by actually getting some work done. But then, yeah, we all know what happens to him.
Brian is chased into the forest by Bond only to get himself crunched, leaving us
Oh.
with the parting words, quote, "He thought I was her." Notice again the purple uniform. Suspicious. And with that uplifting message, the first upload of the series ends. But the mystery continues. You see, under the video is
Billy.
a pinned comment written by an account named Acted. The comment is, well, it looks like someone tried typing it with their feet. A string of random letters and numbers seemingly amounting to nothing. But you all know better because you all are theorists. You know that's going to be a code, and indeed it is. It's a text string written in base 64, which, when translated using an online decoder, gives us, quote, "The first pieces of the puzzle have been placed. The puzzle is far from a solution, however. Be wary of the hints that appear over time. One misdirection can throw off the course of this puzzle forever. Psi-05. Noteworthy here is the name Psi-05, which, when translated back in base 64, is, go figure, K9, just like the animatronic storage facility. And now, things are really getting suspicious. Going to his channel reveals nothing but a ticking clock and a promise of more puzzle pieces for those who are patient. And speaking of patiently waiting for more clues, we'll be back with more Walton Files clues here in a minute, but first it's time for a break to thank...
Yeah, we're gonna skip over the advert. But yeah, I mean, I can't actually remember when, like, what day Bunny Farm released, but I have a feeling that Psi-05 was posting that up there because Bunny Farm was coming soon, because those of you who are in the community who are there know all about the production troubles of Bunny Farm. Oh boy, Bunny Farm. It literally got to the point where when the incident happened on Christmas Eve, I was right. I had a script that I was ready to record. I had at least 2 jokes referring to how long Bunny Farm was taking and whether Martin might be going a little bit off the rails because of it. And then he lost a large part of it, and I felt so bad that I took both those jokes out because I didn't want to seem like I was mocking him. True story. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna skip over the advert because it's not my advert to show. And I don't really know if that's going to cause me any copyright issues, so let's just skip over it, shall we? Hello, smiley face.
theory. So to recap, we have Bonsberger's co-founder Jack Walton missing, but perhaps still alive due to a message of "let me out of here" on Bond's TV in that first video. We have someone trying to regain lost memories and someone or something else trying to help those memories come back. We also have two purple-clad security caretakers, dead Brian from 1982, who was mistaken for someone else, and Sophie. Could Brian have been mistaken for Sophie? Maybe, but to know for sure, we have to continue to the second and longer video titled Walton Files 2 Relocate Project. And again, having closed captions on gives us immediate clues that we wouldn't have otherwise. Dates for the 4 tapes that we're about to watch, which surprisingly are all released around the same time. A training tape from July 2nd, 1978, a tech support tape from a few days later, July 9th, 1978, found footage from 3 technicians dated July 12th to the 14th, and then finally a jump forward to a reprogramming tape from a month later, August, also 19.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that MatPat didn't actually find out about the Walton files immediately, because those of you who've been around for a while will remember that originally 2 of the tapes in the Relocate project were dated wrong, and then one of the voice actors actually pointed out that he'd got the dates wrong. So 2 of these tapes were actually dated as 1974, and I remember and as I said in my first video, yeah, it was my first video, so it wasn't the second half of it, I think. Regardless, anyway, when I was making that video and I noticed the strange dates, I kind of started theorizing that maybe they'd been made earlier and they were dated later to try and hide the fact they'd been made earlier, and then we found out that the dates were wrong, so, just thought I'd point that out.
78. Man, isn't it nice when franchises give you a clear and thought-out timeline? Isn't that a nice thing to have? Scott Cawthon, I hope you're taking notes. Oh, sorry, my allergies just kicked in there. Oh, I'm allergic to unclear and muddy timelines.
Not gonna comment on
From
that.
these tapes, we start to fill in the gap of time from the previous upload. With all these coming from 1978, we learn what's happened since the closure of Bonsberger's and Jack's disappearance 4 years prior, but also what led to Brian's death in 1982. We see that, in that time, Jack's partner Felix Kranken completely took over the company, literally cropping out his former best friend like you do with an ex-boyfriend on social media. The name Relocate Project is his initiative to, well, I'll let the text-to-speech bot tell you.
The purpose of relocating them in a new restaurant that would be opened in a not-so-distant future. A pretty smart plan, right?
A not-so-distant future of 1982, as we see on this high-fidelity drawing of the restaurant. So this tells us that Brian's death, also in 1982, was a direct result of Felix trying to rebrand and reopen the Bonsberger franchise. And the film isn't subtle about how great of a guy Felix is.
Let's give it up.
Yeah.
Felix Kranken, a man with not only a giant brain, but also a giant heart.
Hold on,
Nope,
what's that in the
says
darkness?
Jack.
Brighten it. Oh, dull! Sends shivers down my spine, but there's Jack again, almost as if he disagrees with the video calling Felix such a smart and amazing guy. The rest of the tapes in this batch seem to be telling us which souls possess which animatronics. We first see Banny the Lady Bunny, who seems to be possessed by a woman named Susan Woodings based on a missing poster that needs to be brightened in order to read. Banny seems to be trapped, as throughout her section we see imagery of caged rabbits and hear that
The rabbit is starving. The
The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving. The rabbit is starving.
sounds like that bunny might be starving. I don't know, just a hunch.
Yeah, when I was captioning my theory videos, that was my favourite part to caption. I'm not gonna joke. It was so much fun doing those subtitles.
So, is Susan starving, or is this the animatronic itself starving and needing to feed on souls? It's unclear at this point, but it does seem to connect with a secret final line that happens after this episode's credits. Waiting until the very, very,
Oh,
very
no.
end of the video gives us this line.
Man. Oh no. No. Shadow Man feeds me. He still thinks it's Shadow Man feeds me. I mean, okay, I do kind of see why it does sound like feeds me, but it's Shadow Man sees me. Shadow Man sees me when lights go off. And then I theorize later on that maybe Shadow Man flees when lights come on, but I don't think that theory carries any water anymore.
When lights go off,
Shadow Man feeds me when lights go off. Weird, right?
No.
It would seem like we have another malevolent force at play in the story, or maybe the Shadow Man is a caretaker of sorts for these animatronics and the souls that are contained inside. Either way, it does seem like we see the Shadow Man on this same upload, in the third tape, the Technical Support VHS. Here, Shaw the Sheep gives us a tour of the facility, leaving rooms and leaving behind a dark figure, something that could easily be described as a Shadow Man. But that's not all the creep factor in this tape. In addition to your standard creepy posters on the wall and disturbing imagery, we get this piece of audio. More reverse sounds. Playing it backwards, we get this.
Rosemary would go to the restaurant every night hoping that his beloved husband would reappear after being missing for weeks, but no response until one day she heard a voice saying, "I know where she is, Rosie," coming from the backstage.
So it seems obvious that Shaw has the spirit of a woman named Rosemary inside. Based on the fact that we hear talk of her missing husband, Rosemary appears to be Jack's wife, also meeting with an untimely fate. But the real detail to call out here is the voice that leads her backstage before she gets stuffed using a shorter, more casual name.
Yeah, okay. So the Shadow Man with a nose, which is something that a lot of people think it's a door handle. You can even see it there on the door behind him. Shadow Man does not have a lot. Well, as far as I know, Shadow Man does not have a large nose. It's just a flipping door handle.
Like Rosie, she's actively being lured back there by someone who knows who she is. We hear
Who
later
knows.
that Bon the Bunny is the one who will.
Be
So could it be that Bon was
There's
also
no B.
the one luring her into the back? Or
There's
was it the Shadow Man? In any case, it's yet another confirmed victim of the restaurant chain, and yet another animatronic identity confirmed, which leads us to the last tape of the bunch, in which 3 employees spend a night in the K9 facility as they try to reprogram the animatronics. Ashley Parks, one of the 3, wanders off at night to explore deeper into the facility.
Oh, the back
Through found
doors.
footage, we not only meet a new animal friend, a gray rabbit that appears to be more puppet than robot, but we also get up close and personal with Billy the Clown, which seems to be an older model complete with a cassette player in his stomach. And of course, this being a horror series, Ashley can't help herself. She plays the tape only to hear this.
Jack, Susan, Charles,
Rosemary. Sophie.
A list of names, and not just any names: Jack, Susan, Rosemary, Sophie. 1 character we know went missing, 2 we know are in animatronics, and Sophie, whose role is still unclear. Plus, there's a new name this time, Charles. Could this be a list of souls possessing our 5 animatronics? Or, since we suspect that Rosemary and Jack were husband and wife, are they instead all related to each other? It remains to be seen at
the family theory.
What doesn't
Nope.
remain a mystery, though, is the fate of Ashley, who, like so many before her, gets attacked by Bon and put into Billy. In a flash frame before the video ends, we're left with this chilling message and text across the screen of how their visit ended.
They left the next day. They thought Ashley left early, but she was in the back doors, screaming as much as she could. But no one heard the screams. The following days, the caretakers would complain about an
Who voiced
awful
this? This is
sound from
awesome.
the back doors. Company decided to shut down the facility until new advice. The relocate project was unsuccessful. Ashley is still there, but she's not screaming anymore. She saw something she wasn't supposed to see, and now she's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful. She's beautiful.
Again, just like Rosemary, we have this repeated theme of beauty, that fusing with the robots make you beautiful in some way. And with that, we're through every
Wait,
beauty,
what?
that fusing with the robots
That's not the right combination. Sorry, I'm nitpicking.
make you beautiful in some way. And with that, we're through everything from the first 2 canon Walton files. Or are we? You see, there's one other massive secret in this video. A hidden code to find an unlisted video on Martin Walls' channel. And it's hinted at by everyone's favorite commenter. More puzzle pieces have been laid out for
Why not
others
read his
are more
name?
significant than others. 2 pieces
Silo
are
5 is
crucial to
not
slowly
that hard
achieving
to
the
read
solution.
out.
Find the pieces, return them to me, and meet at
I'm
the
nitpicking
intersection.
so
See you
much.
soon, end quote. And wouldn't you know it, but sure enough, there's a YouTube link broken in 2 pieces, hidden at both the front and back of the Relocate Project video. Putting them together gives you access to a secret video, Lucky You, where everything starts to come together. But that, my friends, is a story for another day when we continue dissecting the clues hidden in this incredibly dense series. So for today, I'm gonna have to leave it at that. 3 solved animatronics and a lot of loose threads to tie up. Like, who is Sophie? What happened to Jack? What is the Shadow Man? And seriously, a burger restaurant? Pizzeria, I get, but burgers? I don't know, now you're pushing my suspension of disbelief. Anyway, what you think? Should I keep going? Was that a fun one? Well, maybe fun's the wrong word, maybe interesting, compelling. The cool thing about this series is that it's able to get dark in a way that FNAF really can't, or at least hasn't yet. But this is more visceral, more raw, and to me, as a result, much more scary. So if you'd like to see more, leave the comment down below. Wah wah Walton. I don't know why I asked you for that specifically. I thought it would be funny to see a bunch of wah wah Waltons down there, but you know, you can just leave a comment of whatever. And heck,
I'm not gonna leave that comment.
I at least have to get through that secret video in part 3, right? Right? Well, if you want to be notified of when that video drops, hitting the subscribe button is the only way to do it. And until then, remember, it's all just a theory. A film theory. And sweet dreams.
Okay, so there was a little bit of audio at the end there. So, yeah, most of it is pretty. What the words am I looking for? Most of it seems correct. There are a few little things there, though, that there are a few little things there that that's all I can say. I know that throughout that I was incredibly nitpicky, but as I said at the beginning of this stream, theorizing about the Walton files is kind of the thing I'm known for, and it really surprises me that we kind of had a similar starting point. Hey, yeah, we're both fans of the Five Nights at Freddy's, so here's the Walton files. But as I said, it's a common enough starting things that I'm not gonna dwell on it too much. But Shadow Man feeds me. Oh my lord. That's a new one. I mean, the family theory and Shadow Man with the doorknob nose, I can kind of excuse. But Shadow Man, the thing about Shadow Man feeds me, the reason it bugs me so much is because in the comment section, when he first said that, somebody was talking about it, and I sort of said, it's Shadow Man sees me when lights go off, and they were like, huh, maybe, but I think it's actually feeds me, and I'm like, I'm telling you what it is, and you're ignoring me. I don't like being ignored, but it's fine. It's fine. But yeah, that was film theory, follow the rabbit, decoding the Walton files. So far, pretty much on track. Yeah, thank you, Killer Furby. That's what I was trying to think of earlier. We're pretty much on track with it. But there's a few little things here and there that's kind of made me go, what? And then, well, you know, we've still got yet to cover Lucky You, Guilty, and of course Bunny Farm. He hasn't even finished watching Bunny Farm, and I don't think he's actually watched Guilty on stream yet. So there's a lot of room for this to go off the tracks. There is a lot of room for this to go off the tracks. There really is. But yeah, I mean, like the idea about Shadow Man possibly being Felix. As I said, there is a little bit of clues that it could be Felix, given some of the things we see in Bunny Farm. You know, like the color link, the blue outfit link, and what else was I going to talk about? The idea that Bon lured her backstage. I mean, I had that theory myself. I mean, I'm kind of beginning to doubt that theory now, because the way it was phrased in Bunny Farm makes me think that she could see the person who was calling her backstage, because they said, you know, follow me. So, I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that she could see them. She could have just followed the voice. But there's a chance she was able to see them, and to be quite honest, I think if you saw an animatronic rabbit leaning out of an employee door saying, I know where he is, Rosie, follow me, you'd be a little bit freaked out. Is it just me? Is it just me? But yeah, I think I've reacted as much as I can now, so I should probably stop this stream, because otherwise this is going to go on forever, and I do need to put this up on YouTube. So yeah, there'll be another video I'll probably do this again, if you all want to see that. Thank you very much for actually joining me. Oh my god, it's Digimon. What? Yeah, Digimon. I'm very into Digimon. I was into it when it first came out, when I was a kid. I'm still into it now because the setting of Digimon is great for telling stories. I think Shadow Man is Brian because we never saw where Brian went. I'm not sure about that because we do see Brian torn up. Other people have speculated that Shadow Man might be Chris. Possibly, but we don't know enough about Chris yet. I mean, we know that he was in the playlist of in the save games for Bunny Farm. We know that he spoke to both Susan and Brian, or at least both of them. Or at least both of them have had contact with Chris. So Chris has been with Bunny Smiles Inc. for a very long time. But other than that, we don't know much about him yet, so I'm going to hold off on speculation until we know more details. He's just kind of there for the moment. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of things I want to explore and talk about. I'm already keeping a note list for my next. I'm already keeping a note list for my next video, things I want to talk about or explore. One of them I marked, you really need to talk about this, but I cannot remember what the hell it was, so you'll find out when it comes out in the video, I guess. But yeah, so as I said, I'm going to sign off now. Thank you very much for joining me. I'm going to go download this and get it up on YouTube for people to watch, for people who weren't here. And once again, I'm going to reiterate the disclaimer. I do not hate game theory, I do not hate film theory, and I do not hate MatPat.